The 2024-2025 Npfl season has come to an end, and a lot of talking points, and one of them is Enyimba Football Club of Aba, owing to the disappointing performance during the league season. A lot of factors obviously contributed to the poor outing by the People's Elephant. So today, we'll actually be looking at what went wrong, and also try to proffer solution on what they should fix ahead of next season to return to where they are supposed to be. And I am here with Bethel to talk about Enyimba and what went wrong. We are passionate supporters of Enyimba Football Club of Aba, and we can't just keep quiet or pretend that nothing happened last season. What exactly went wrong for Enyimba, ranging from sacking of their coach to players to performance? A lot went wrong, and also their exit from CAF competition, and also their inability to return to CAF competition next season.
I think one of the biggest problems for them was their recruitment because
Okay.
because this is Enyimba,
Yeah.
the biggest club in the land, and it should be where every big player in the MPFL wants to
Wants
play.
to go. Yeah.
They had a problem with recruitment, no disrespect to any player in the club, but then the management knows that the recruitment they themselves had in the club was not up to
The
what
standard.
up to standard of what people expected. Because as Enyimba, you expected to pull the best of the best
Yeah.
in the league, and we can see that the players that they recruited last season was not the best of the best, and it even got to a point that in the January transfer window they had to rush to the market,
To do what I call emergency
emergency
signing.
signing, and some of those signings have not really covered themselves in glory.
Yeah.
So at this point, they will have to find a way to get themselves out of this situation. And I've talked about recruitment, and then you have some internal issues that has to do with welfare. So these are welfare is really important,
Very, very
very
paramount.
important, because if the players are happy, then
It reflects on the
it
field of
reflects
play.
on the field of play, and that is that's another thing. And the fact that they didn't take advantage, or they didn't take advantage of their home games. They were expected to win home games because in the NPFL, you must win your home games if you want to win the league, or even if you want to qualify for the for the
Continents.
continent. You must win your home games. We
Very
saw a team
important.
that went 9 games. They drew 9 games
At home.
and it was really difficult for them at that point. They were not particularly doing well on the continent. They come home and then they still draw. There was no time that their fans were happy because of their performance. The truth, because if let's say you don't do well at the continent,
At least you should do well,
do well
in the home front, the local league.
at home, yes, because it's difficult to win away in the MPFL. Let's say you go to Enugu, you lose against Enugu Rangers. Your fans expect you to come home and then win at home,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. So there are still other minor problems, but these three are some of the pronounced ones: uh, poor recruitment, internal welfare issues, and then the inability of the club or of the team to win their games at home.
Now let's talk about Yemi and coach Eguma. Yemi, at some point, felt a lot of persons felt he was not Enyimba standard, in the sense that this is not the kind of coach that's supposed to be in charge of Enyimba. And Stanley Eguma was brought in. Yeah, we all know Stanley Eguma is a seasoned MPFL coach. He has spent years coaching Rivers United. Also won the MPFL title with Rivers United. Yes, but issues happened. He got sacked, and then he came to Enyimba. Would you say you saw a little bit of stability, and then the experience of Stanley Eguma reflecting on the players during the second half of the season?
Well, Yemi Olariwaju, he did his best. He did what he could do.
But his best was not really good enough, because if you look at what happened, part of the home draws that Enyimba
were under him. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He did his best. He did what he could do.
What he could do actually put Enyimba in a precarious situation. So imagine he actually translated those home draws to a win. I don't think Enyimba would have been in the kind of situation they were in when he left.
I agree. I agree. And when he left, there seemed to be a breath of fresh air, and that for me doesn't make him a bad coach.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, because it happens. But I'm saying that he gave his best, but it was not enough. So at that point, many people were saying he should stay, he should not stay. But we understand the point, the angle the Enyimba management were coming from. Because if you are a part of a management and then a coach has 9 draws, sometimes the blame would not be on the management, or people say the recruitment is bad, or the management is not doing well. Everything starts and stops on the table of the manager, right? So he takes the blame, he takes the glory. So for at that point, the management wanted to at least try something new. So you cannot really blame them for what they did. And Stanley Eguma came. He's an experienced manager. He's been in the league. He's seen some of these situations. He has seen things get from bad to worse. So he understood the situation and said, he told the management, look, some of these players, I'm not going to work with them. True. And he managed what he met on ground. It is now left for the Enyimba management to say, okay, we can continue with you, or we may not continue with you, or it's left for the Enyimba management to bring in more players. So, from what you said, Yemi Oladiwaju did his best, but it was established that his best was not enough at that time, but then he left. So Yemi Olariwaju did his best, but
Okay.
it was not enough. What's his name again?
Stanley
Stanley
Eguma.
Eguma, an experienced manager, came and stabilized the ship. So both managers did what they could, but then they didn't really achieve. Can we say they achieved anything?
Well, with the way Enyimba was playing when Yemi was still there, with the way they were going, it didn't look like they were going to have a top 5 or top 6 finish.
Okay.
And like you said, Stanley Eguma managed to stabilize the team, and the team started playing a different kind of football. Yes, the results were not coming consistently, but we started seeing a little bit of improvement in
Yes.
regards to the team. So it's not left for the management to make a decision on whether to offer Stanley Eguma a new contract or let him go. But at the end of the day, recruitment is very, very paramount for the People's Elephant. And then looking ahead of next season, recruitment is number one thing on the list. If you want to get it right next season, you have to get the right set of players to the club.
True. I believe that the management of the club must have learned their lesson.
Are you sure?
I believe they must have, because they've now stayed
2 years.
2 years as in the management, so they should know that Enyimba is not just like
Any
every
other
other
club.
If you see, for Enyimba fans, if you are not winning the league,
You should be in the
you should be in the
continent.
continent. If you are not being in the there's no way you be in the continent and not, you win the league and not be in the continent. At least you try, right?
Yeah.
So I believe that by now the Enyimba management must have seen the fans, heard from them, and also know that the government may not allow them to continue further if they do not get something in the next 4 years, because it is the standard that has been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
You must get something, right? Being on the continent or winning the league. So they have 2 more years to either win the league or go far on the continent.
Well, it's obvious that we're looking forward to next season, and no longer holding on to what happened last season, but taking the lessons from last season, and hopefully hoping that the Enyimba management will work on the mistakes of last season and turn them into better results heading into the new season. Do let us know what you think in the comment section. What are the things you felt went wrong for Enyimba last season? And please do want to like, share, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe. It's very important to us. And do want to turn on your notification bell. Thank you so much, Bethel.
Thank you too.